Alright guys, I'm back with some more tips on buying used welders. This one is the more in-depth version. I have a short on this, which basically is just the main bullet points. You can check that out if you don't want to go through this whole thing. But alright, let's get started. Number one, visual inspection. One big factor everyone should think about is visually inspecting the inside of the unit they're buying. I know this isn't exactly feasible for all units, or maybe even awkward to ask for, but it's your money that's being spent. Um, Even if you don't have an electrical background, the things you can find and maybe avoid will be worth it. I would say around 10% of the machines I have troubleshot, there was some visible damage, so it's always a good thing to do. I know most people will want to put a beat down before buying. More on that later. But for people that buy at auctions or don't turn the unit on for some reason, at bare minimum, do a visual inspection. And obviously the inside of the unit, not outer visual inspection. Number two. Broken parts. If you're buying something with a broken part, make sure you can get that part first. This might seem obvious, but I didn't know until recently that Lincoln doesn't sell directly to customers. You need to be an authorized service station. I'm not sure about Miller or other companies. This was something I didn't think about since the shop that I work at is authorized. Um, but you can call and get part numbers for both Miller and Lincoln. And for Lincoln, you need to have the code number of the machine, which is next to the serial number, and it's 5 digits. So you just look for the serial number, and then it should be right next to that. For Miller, you just need the serial number. Both companies have good service over the phone. I've had to make hundreds of calls to both for all kinds of help. Lastly, you want to find out if parts are still available for older machines. Maybe you can Google it, and if that doesn't work, you can call someone local and they might have some old parts in stock. I know we definitely had parts that were 10 plus years old. So don't just buy stuff when stuff is broken. Do your due diligence. Number three. Miller versus Lincoln. The big question. And I'm going to give you a macro politician answer on this one. I will get more into the weeds on a separate video, but it doesn't really matter. If you're more comfortable or have good experience with one, then stick with it. Both have great products and both have shitty products. If you're a complete beginner, just stay away from the real shitty ones. Do that by looking at reviews or ask me. I try to respond to every comment. Let me see. This is my badass setup right here. All right, number four, weld test. For those of you that drop a bead, in my world as a service tech, we say weld test. Make sure when we weld test, we also make sure the fan turns on. So obviously this isn't going to be for every machine. and some turn on right away. Some have fan on demand, which turns on after things get a little hot. Then there's machines that take forever for the fan to kick on, so I understand if you don't want to wait for that. There's also fans that have levels, so they get faster. For example, some millers, I think like the newer dynasties do that, so they'll have like a low, a medium, and a high revolution. Lincoln, as far as I know, doesn't have this feature. And but yeah, if you are able to weld test, pay attention to what the fan does. It's a underrated component in welding. That is always the final test, that us techs do. So make sure. I mean, and the fan keeps the electrical components cool, so it's underrated, but it's important. All right. Let's see. For sure, if there's anything I forgot, feel free to comment. Let me know. Pricing, I can't really help you with that. That's just about negotiating. Feel free to ask, and I can say, sounds about right, or that doesn't sound about right. You can do a quick Google search or eBay and see different prices. I know somebody brought up that if you're buying an engine drive, you should tell them not to turn it on so you could do a cold start on it. And that's a really good idea. If the machine struggles in the morning, especially when it's cold, then that'll give you an indication that not everything is as efficient as it should be. But if it starts right up, then that machine is gonna be solid. Like your Ranger 305s or whatever, that kind of engine drive. And last but not least, catch you guys later.